Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, so it's 9:01, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I would love to hear from some of you if you don't mind sharing one of the good things that's going on in your business this week. Ours has been pretty good. We've had a pretty good week. We've had a lot of chaos in our house. Just, some of you know we've been in the middle of a remodel and it's almost done, almost finished. We have a sink again, so I'm not going to complain. But we've had some good business stuff going on this week. I'd love to hear some of yours. Is anybody willing to share something? I'm waiting. Steve. Go ahead.
I was there. So we had a class. We had the, we were at the event on Friday, and that went okay. I mean, we got a couple of contacts at least. And then we had a class after that night, so we were running around like chickens with our head cut off. But the class went great. We got a couple of enrollments.
Yay.
And we got a couple of orders outside the enrollment, and we got some leads on some classes. So
awesome.
Really it went the way a class should have went.
Yay, that's right. You hit all the markers.
To get those future classes was a big one. It's like, it seems like we've had a lot of trouble getting future classes. People's been like, oh, okay, and that's been the end of it. And they've been, oh no, my mom would.
Well, that's history. Moving forward, you're mastering.
Exactly. That's right. We're moving forward.
I love it. Well, do you have any tricks about how you made that happen that you could share?
We offered the keychain. They were really, they just seemed to be enamored with the keychain. We gave that as a gift for our host.
Yeah.
And they just like enamored with the keychain. I was like, you okay? If y'all like it that good, fantastic. I'm glad I put that.
We don't need to come. Cool.
Yeah. So it just worked. Right,
I love it. It worked because you worked it. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Donna, were you going to share something too? I saw you.
Yeah, I was. Actually, I just got back from vacation today. We were in Nashville. And there were 3 couples that came down from Pennsylvania. A bunch of us stayed in this house. And the minute I said anything about oils, they were just so excited. And I ended up having a class last night with wine. And, I wasn't prepared, but I mean, I may get a couple of enrollments out of
I love it.
Just impromptu class. It was a lot of fun. So that was really good. So.
Very cool. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
Hi, Lacey. Can you hear me? This is Irina.
I can, Irina.
Okay, good. I was muted there for a while. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So do you have something you wanted to share?
Yes, I had a Spanish class yesterday. I had 7 ladies come to class. I think a couple of them are going to be enrolling. I have an appointment to sit with one of them this week to get her enrolled.
Awesome.
And one maybe in a couple of weeks. And I'm waiting on a couple of more ladies. So, and then I had a downline there with 2 people as well.
Oh, wow. Yay. That's even better. I'm more excited when my enrollments enroll people. That's even better.
Yeah. So it was a really good class.
Very cool. I love it. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So tonight I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what makes doTERRA such a unique and awesome opportunity. And I'm actually really going to make it simple. And a lot of you are probably going to be like, oh, I know this. Because this is something I share frequently, and doTERRA has made this tool so that you guys can take it and use it with your people on a regular basis too. But I just love how it's put together, and it keeps it simple. So when anybody ever asks you, why would doTERRA be a good option? Or you think somebody might be interested in starting their own business or anything like that, you can use this tool and lay before them exactly what makes doTERRA different than everything else and so unique and such a powerful option when it comes to entrepreneurial endeavor. So I'm going to take you to the website really quick. I'm going to share my screen. And so I just went to doTERRA.com. So this is easy. And then I am going to go to our advocate section. Oops, I clicked on it. You don't need to do that. And then go to the Empowered Success. And then these are the Empowered Success Guides. So I wanted to take you to this too because we have a lot of new ones here that you may not have seen before, and it's very exciting. So we can't actually open these yet, but we will be able to as soon as the Orlando retreat is over. We did at our leadership retreat, they separated us by rank for some of the breakout sessions, and we each got a copy that was relevant to our rank. So you can see this one is if you're trying to push to blue diamond, if you're trying to push to platinum and diamond, if you're trying to push to gold. So they have it really broken down perfectly for people at every single rank. But so this is relevant to the folks who are already building, and these tools are going to be accessible here. You'll be able to download them for free, and you'll be able to order them on your LR pre-printed out already, which will be very affordable. They come to about $3, I think, a piece, which is great. They're probably about 25 pages or so long, and they may vary a little bit, but they're very, very, very useful. If you have used the launch guide, that's the one where you focus on getting to elite. And then the train would be on getting to Premier and Silver, and so on and so forth. So this one you can already look through, and then the rest of these will be available April 2nd at the latest, but to see and then download and order. Okay, so I'm gonna open the build guide is what I'm gonna show you guys today, which you probably have seen. So I actually have this downloaded already, but I'm just gonna do it again so you guys can see what happens. So download now. If you don't have a Mac, it might be a little bit different, but on our Mac, you can see this is 2 because I already have it downloaded. So it downloaded automatically and opens automatically even. I think I might have clicked it, but either way, there it is. It's just right there. You can look at it and open it up and kind of scroll through the pages. And that's just what I'm going to do. So, and I've done this both in person with folks, and I do it online kind of regularly as well, because there's no reason you can't do a Zoom call with somebody and meet them this way. And that can be a really effective way kind of to meet the demands. You know, sometimes it's really hard to come together in person because everybody has their own schedule going on. So, you know, if you can set an appointment and go over this with them, that can really alleviate both of you from the travel time and all of that, and help them get the full vision of what doTERRA has to offer. So this is something I would introduce. You can introduce it to people even if they haven't started with the oils yet, just because it gives them such a good example. You know, if you have somebody in mind that, you know, are thinking, you're thinking, you know, you have a lot of the right characteristics. If you're not sure what those characteristics are, you can actually look in the launch guide and it tells you. And we've gone over the 7 characteristics of a diamond before. But you know, you look at people. What do they have that would be great for building a business? Experience, maybe a good network, things like that. So anyway, it might be something you approach people with and be like, look, this is the truth. This is what it is when we cut it down to the nuts and bolts and what the opportunity actually is. And people really are looking for something. You know, a lot of people, we don't give people credit. A lot of people want to work for themselves. A lot of people want this kind of freedom. So we'll talk about what that freedom looks like. But you know, don't be shy. A lot of times people say, oh, well, I'm going to let them fall in love with the oils first. And, you know, they will fall in love with the oils. That will happen. But don't be intimidated about sharing the business opportunity because it's incredible. It's remarkable. And it's changing lives like crazy, just as much as the oils are. So we want to keep that in mind, that we don't want to hold back information that could really benefit someone financially. Just because we don't want to be pushy, right? So, so go ahead and be a little pushy. Anyway, okay, so this is the story about the man who hauled buckets for a living. This comes from a great book. If you have somebody who's very skeptical about multi-level marketing, the book, oh shoot, now I can't remember, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or one of Robert Kiyosaki's books has this story outlined in it. And it talks about the man who hauled buckets for a living. Now, a lot of people do this. So we'll talk about that in a second. But every day he hauled water from the nearest source to his village miles away. And if he wanted to make more money, he would simply work longer hauling those buckets. And after many years, he grew weary of hauling the buckets. And then inspiration came. If he used his spare time to build a pipeline, eventually he would be free from hauling the buckets. So he labored diligently for a few years to build his pipeline. Note, he did that while he was hauling those buckets, right? He still had to make the living in order to pay his bills. And that's where a lot of people are. So the pipeline is something you do while you haul the buckets a lot of time. But the day he turned on the spigot, everything changed. He successfully created an unlimited supply of water and improved lifestyle for the villagers and himself, resulting in an abundant financial pipeline. Many people spend their lives trading hours for dollars and lack fulfillment or a sense of purpose. With doTERRA, anyone can choose to create time, energy, and financial freedom through building a lasting residual income pipeline. So where are you? And this is important to really give them time to think about this. You know, are they hauling buckets? And a lot of people will be like, well, I'm salaried, so it's not really dollar per hour. But the truth is that it's just dollar per year, right? So a salary is still getting paid by the hour. And in fact, a lot of times it's worse because you don't get overtime and all these other things. And you have to be there. The truth is you can't just not show up. You have to be there when they tell you to be there too. It's not on your terms. So are they trading hours for dollars? Is there a limit on advancement and earnings? Is it limited time freedom? Are they building somebody else's business and somebody else's dream? Or are they building a pipeline, which is a true lasting residual income that has no limits on advancements and earnings? It offers you freedom to choose your own schedule and build your own dreams. And so that's what doTERRA really does offer. So let's talk a little bit about some of the facts about doTERRA. That's our headquarters out in Utah. If you haven't seen pictures of that before, it's beautiful. When you all go to convention, you will get to see it in living color and get a great tour of it. But first of all, our product is incredible. That is what makes partnering with doTERRA so smart. We have over 4.5 million customers, and that's growing like crazy. People will say, oh, well, everybody uses oils. In North Carolina, that is so far from the truth. Even in Utah, where the company was started, I think that the percentage of people in Utah that actually use doTERRA essential oils is like 4.5 or something like that. And in North Carolina, where a lot of us are, it's like, do you remember what the percentage is? Drew's sitting right here.
I thought it was 11 here,
24%? No. I can't remember. I'll look that up and find the number for you, but it's very, very low, especially since our mission is really to be in every single household. We have a total of 10 million people in North Carolina, and 300,000 are enrolled. So that leaves a lot of room for growth, lots and lots and lots of room. We were at a vendor event today, and I would say 95% of the people that walked by did not know what doTERRA was, do not use doTERRA essential oils. The name is becoming more prevalent. People are like, oh, I've heard of that. Well, that's exciting that some of the groundwork is already done. They know what a fantastic reputation we have, and that makes our job a little bit easier. But anyway, so doTERRA is growing strong. The difference in doTERRA from a lot of other businesses, and this isn't just network marketing, but I'll give you some comparisons, is that we have a 65% retention rate, which means that our customers come back on average 65% of the time. So out of 100, 65 come back and order again every 3 months. That's based on a 3-month scale. Now, within network marketing, they traditionally do the same retention rate measuring, and they calculate it based on the year. So if somebody comes back more than once a year, that's considered a part of the retention rate. And the average that network marketing professionals aim for is 11 to 13%. Yes, that's right, 11 to 13%. If we were measuring our model on the same scale, our retention rate would actually be 85% retention rate, which is incredible. It means that we don't have to every month go and sell the product to new people. The people love our product, and people keep coming back and buying it again and again. So that really takes a lot of the weight off our shoulders. And I've talked to so many people in network marketing that are just tired. In fact, I was not interested in network marketing because our upline, Crystal, was doing another company before, and she was working her tail off, constantly working like 3 or 4 events a week. And I was, no, that's not something I'm interested in. And her product was, I liked it okay, but it was not mind-blowing like doTERRA. So our model is just so good. Most direct selling opportunities lead with this business opportunity, and product sales are completely dependent upon that opportunity. And so you're selling this like, hey, you can make money at this. Hey, you can make money at this, which I very rarely tell people. Usually I only bring that up after they said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, can you believe I make money at this? Like that. It's just a kind of a natural progression because, wow, what an opportunity, right? So doTERRA, we have this authentic selling where we lead with a powerful product, and the products will sell regardless of opportunity. At this point, I would be happy to pay retail if I had to, even if I didn't make an income, because I would not go without the oils that we have at our disposal. They mean that much to my family. So, and we also share a wellness lifestyle. So doTERRA, we offer this gateway into a new way of thinking about our healthcare, and a new way of kind of taking charge and being empowered to be in charge of our own health. Okay, it's proven that we do well. This is just a chart of our first 7 years in business and how quickly people were like, yeah, this product is different. The only other company that grew so quickly in the US is Apple. And I mean, look at the iPhone, right? Wouldn't we all love to have been a part of that growth? Well, now we get to be a part of a company with that same trajectory. And that's pretty incredible. We are the largest essential oil company in the world. We are growing worldwide. We're opening up all over the world like crazy. We are debt-free. That's huge. There's very few companies out there that are debt-free. We don't owe money to anyone, which means we're always going to get paid. Surprisingly, I'll hear stories from other network marketers and they're like, yeah, they said that we're not actually going to get paid until the last week of the month instead of the second week of the month. And that's just something that happens when they owe lenders first and they have to pay them first or the company's going to be shut down. And doTERRA always has the money that we earn to pay us back. So we don't ever have to worry about that. We are part of the healthcare industry, which is $1 trillion business. It's the biggest industry in the United States. So, you know, we get to tap into that place where people, you know, people care about being healthy. They do. And they may be looking at, you know, modern medicine for their answers right now, but we just have to show them how simple and safe and inexpensive it can be to use essential oils, right? We are led by a very diverse team of business, marketing, and healthcare professionals. So this is something that's very interesting, and I see it very different, and particularly in other essential oil network marketing companies where they have some major issues that I'm not a fan of, but they're run by one individual. He's in charge. He gets the last say on everything. And we have this great diversity, and everything has to be measured up to all of them. They all have to agree on making decisions, which can be tricky, but it makes everything much more democratic. And it definitely means that there's always going to be this level of integrity. And it's really the smartest way to have a company set up. Okay, and then our caring, lastly, is such a huge part of doTERRA, and it's so easy to get behind our mission, not just in sharing the oils, but also in how we treat our farmers. If you're not real familiar with what that looks like, we have the source2you.com website where you can go and meet some of those farmers and be introduced a lot into this co-impact sourcing model that we are spreading in all of the farms that we work with, where people are paid very well. We help even put in wells and schools if they're in these third world situations. We pay people on time, and we pay them what we say we were going to, and we also help them do a better job. We teach them about farming. We teach them how to grow sustainably so that our earth will continue to make these beautiful products for us. So it's just an incredible thing that we do. And then of course, on top of that, we have the Healing Hands Foundation that does multiple great things throughout well, the world, just everywhere. So a doTERRA pipeline touches many lives. And that's something that I feel really good about. When I use my oils, I feel good about where it came from, about the farmers who made it, but I also feel good about what it's doing for me or what it's doing for somebody that I shared it with. So I just think this is powerful. Every purchase changes growers' lives and their communities for the better. Entire regions and cultures are impacted because you share health and hope. So I think that's a really neat thing. It's an incredible thing to be a part of. And you don't get to do that and say that about most other things that, you know, are the opportunities to grow in the United States. Everything's made in China. Everything's, you know, sort of manufactured as cheap as possible. And we just do not compromise quality that way. Okay, so success is simple. There's 3 simple steps to build your financial pipeline. So now we're going to talk about what it looks like to build doTERRA. What does it actually take? And kind of break it down. The only thing I don't like about looking at the build guide on the computer is that we only see 1 page of this 2-page spread. So we'll look through this first page and then we'll move to the second page and it'll make more sense. But to change lives, engage in these pipeline building activities. We call them pipes, and we'll outline those for you in a second. But the more you put into your pipeline, the more you will receive. For greater results, turn up the flow. And it's totally true. It's completely up to each individual to take charge of these activities and put them together in a way that makes their business successful. So the first step is to use doTERRA products. The second step is to share doTERRA products. And the third is to teach others. So let's break that down. And doTERRA offers amazing tools, and I'm going to talk about that. But first, prepare yourself for success by experiencing the benefits of doTERRA's products and our proven training system. So I showed you those guides that we can get from our back office now. And if you're ever looking for a resource, then just talk to you. Have an upline. You have an incredible resource with the people that you have started this business with. Okay, somebody has a chat. So, oh, you guys aren't seeing what shoot. You guys, raise your hand. What are you seeing? I know why. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I thought we were doing so good. You're going to have to unmute and interrupt me next time, okay? I know that doesn't seem easy. That's a difficult thing. Oh, okay. Where did our stop share, new share? Where is my build guide? There it is. Okay, so I'll really quickly go through the pages again so you can see what I was looking at, because it really stepped us through all of this. So you don't have to really even remember a word that I said tonight. Here's the story all written out. Where are you? You know, you do want to kind of review this with someone that you're talking to. Why partner with doTERRA? These are all those facts that I just told you. I was just reading through this, okay? So I did not retain all of that information. There are a few details that I've learned along the way that I added in, but, and then success is simple. So this is where we were. So use your doTERRA products, share your doTERRA products, and then teach others to do the same. So prepare, use your oils. Get familiar with them. Open your essential life book and your modern essentials book and really get familiar with how to use them and become more comfortable with that and share that with others as well. And then again, get familiar with the training tools that we have available. The next is invite. So invite others to learn about doTERRA's natural solutions and opportunity. That is something that some people are really good at. Everybody I feel like is good at the prep section. Well, sometimes. They're good at the using the oils section usually. Sometimes not as good as like laying out a plan. That's okay, we'll help with that too. But invite, sometimes people drop the ball here and they're like, I don't know why no one's showing up at my classes. And I can say, well, we can help you with that because we have proven training systems to help you master those skills. So if you feel like there's a hole in your pipe and you're not getting where you want to go, you can use this to assess, okay, I need to get better at inviting people. All right, I need to figure out how to get people to show up at my classes or in front of me for a presentation in one way or another. Okay, the second thing is the P, or the third, I mean, is the present, the P, the second P. Present doTERRA's message of wellness and financial opportunity, financial prosperity. So people will often get to this section and be like, yeah, I can't teach classes. I'm not that smart. Or, you know, they hem and they haw about whether they should teach because are they really qualified? And I always tell people, you know, look, if you're using the oils, you're one step ahead of the person who isn't using the oils. And we need to get that person to where you are, and you can worry about the step where you're smarter than everybody else later. But for the moment, we just need to make sure that you're helping them get their hands on the product so they can also be learning and benefiting from what these oils have to offer. So do not put off for tomorrow what you can do today, right? That's, who said that? Theodore Roosevelt or somebody important. I'm repeating him because he's right. Do not wait until you know everything, because you never will. I discover new stuff all the time about the oils, and I just, it boggles my mind, and it's probably what keeps me going 5 years strong, loving this career. I can see myself getting bored really easily, and I never am. So anyway, and you can always get better at presenting. And we do have some great trainings on how to make that super simple and effective. So don't worry, we're here to help you with those skills too. So you don't have to be a master teacher right off of the bat. We will help you. Okay, so sharing, enrolling people is really important. We want people to have their own membership. We do not want to order oils for people perpetually because that's not a pipeline. We want people to have their memberships and then also be sharing. So they can't ever grow a doTERRA business if they don't enroll, and they certainly will never be off your back unless they have their own account and can order, right? Can you imagine if somebody had an Amazon Prime account or didn't have an Amazon Prime account, and every time they wanted to order something on Amazon, they called you because you're like, oh, I have a discount. Don't worry about it. I'll just take care of it. No, it's silliness, right? We want to have these people enrolled because it will benefit them more if they are, right? And ultimately, it will benefit us more too because it will make less work for us and help us build that pipeline, right? Because that's a key letter in our pipeline. So enroll people, and we want to enroll people just not only in the membership opportunity, but also in loyalty rewards. We want to help people take advantage of the perks of membership, the earning points back. We want to get them hooked into a wellness lifestyle. We want them to really reap the full benefit of not just our oils, but our lifelong vitality pack, and help them transform their lives. And, you know, peppermint is an amazing and fabulous oil, and it will do a lot of great things. But if they only ever experience peppermint, they're never going to see the results that a lot of us have seen, the overall that a lot of us have seen through trying all of the different products that doTERRA has. So again, enrolling in the membership and then enrolling in the loyalty rewards program. And then support, the S. This is where we support people and we help people. We help them learn about the oils. We help them, whether we plug them into oil camp and we have continuing education classes and we talk to them regularly and help them use their oils. One of the biggest things in this piece is the wellness consult, or the meeting, the membership overview that happens about a week or so after they order their oil, so that you can review their membership, go through the Live Guide with them. You can see here, this is the Live Guide. You help them. This is where you're going to help them get into the loyalty rewards program. It's not something that you want to mention at the first class or when they first enroll, really. You'll just come back to it, for when their brain isn't as full as it usually is at that beginning stage. So, and then supporting them to build as well. You take them through the steps you're going through. You teach them, why is doTERRA different? What makes them amazing? Why do they want to build with doTERRA? And then take them through the steps of planning classes and learning how to teach a class and learning how to enroll people, right? So it's the same process again and again and again. And that's what builds your pipeline. And you see all that money flowing out? That's exciting, right? So really quick, I'm going to take a step back and talk to you about what the pipeline means, because for me, I have a pretty incredible experience with what a pipeline or residual income really looks like. So when I started with doTERRA, I was really excited. I loved the oils and I couldn't stop talking to people about it. I never really committed to the idea of a builder. I just was like, I'm going to have classes. I love this. I want to talk to everybody about this. It's a fun excuse to get together, all these things. Eventually I did commit. When I started making income, I was like, I should really probably sit down and look at this compensation plan and figure that out. I knew I wanted my oils for free. So that was really my commitment level when I first started. 2 years in or so, we were doing really, really well. I got pregnant, and then I wasn't doing so well because I was pregnant. And for me, pregnancy is not a good thing. It's like, of course I have beautiful, lovely babies, but they make me miserable for at least 3 months. So for 20 weeks with my last child, I was out cold. I couldn't help with my business at all. Drew was just managing the fort, and he still had another job. So he was really like burning at both ends. And I was in bed literally for 3 months. I didn't get out of bed. And if I did, I puked. I didn't even look at Facebook. Nothing. There was nothing I could do. It was misery. It was really bad. But anyway, when I woke up from that, I was so worried. I was like, I haven't been supporting my team. I haven't been there to help them do what they need to do to teach classes or anything like that. But my pipeline in that time had actually grown. And so my paycheck had grown in that time. And I just think that that's a really good example of what happens when you lay this groundwork. It can just take off and grow right before your eyes. And that continues to happen. It's growing every single month. And I could probably stop completely, and it, probably would dwindle a little bit, but here and there. But for the most part, I have people on my team who are not going to quit. They love this. They're going to do it. So that's really the glory of this business, is that it really can grow and grow and grow and be such an amazing opportunity to build income for you, whether it's supplemental or so on and so forth. And we'll talk about those options in a minute. But discover the possibilities. doTERRA's generous compensation plan is a proven vehicle to create powerful, lasting residual income while incentivizing synergy and collaboration. It's a fun sentence, right? Okay, so this image is kind of popular. This is just half of it. We're going to talk about this half, and then we'll talk about the second half, because the second half is a little bit more confusing. Actually, I might go back and forth. Okay, so we'll start with elite here. We've got elites. On average, an elite has to sell or have about $3,000 in overall volume, OV, on their team any given month. So anyone that's on their team that orders anything counts towards that volume. And they earn about $304 a month. That's a very specific average. But that is, again, that's with really high-ranking elites all the way down to really low elites. Because there are elites who have like diamonds and presidentials underneath them because they don't build. And so they just earn this income off of these people that they either enrolled or sponsored or whatever. But just keep that in mind. So there are really high elites, and then there are low-volume elites. But on average, that means that you have enrolled about 15 people. So that is just a number to kind of keep in your head. And again, that's just an average. Then we move up to Premier. To get to the rank of Premier, you have 2 folks on your team under which there's about $2,000 in overall volume. And then all together, your whole OV, your whole overall volume is $5,000. So that monthly average is about $742 a month. That means there's about 25 people on your team total. And this can be people that you've enrolled personally. It can be people that you've helped others enroll, and so on. So then we move up to silver. That's when you have helped 3 people hit that elite rank, and the monthly average for a silver is $2,100. So you can see these numbers going up and up and up. And you can think to yourself, you know, what can I do with $304 a month? Well, you can certainly pay for your oils, and then you have some extra gas money or a car payment, maybe, depending on what kind of car you have. And then up you move to Premier, $742 a month. That could be, you know, depending on the person, some of the mortgage and maybe a student loan payment, just whatever. Then you move up to silver, and that's getting much bigger, right? $2,100 is pretty great. For most people, that would be a significant increase. And then to gold, it goes to $4,700 a month, and then it continues to grow. $9,000 almost doubles every time. $9,000 a month, and then to diamond, $16,000 a month. And you can see the platinum is when you have 3 silvers. Diamond is when you have 4 silvers. Now I'm going to really just quickly look down here with you, because these are the opportunities to earn bonuses. And I'm not going to go into great depth here because that's not what this call is about. This is just to share why doTERRA is such an incredible business. But I am going to highlight Unilevel here, because it's important to notice how big Unilevel becomes as a part of the overall paycheck of folks who are building with doTERRA. And that piece just grows. Even if you stay at silver and your team is growing and you're not hitting ranks for whatever reason, that Unilevel will continue to grow. So that's something to keep in mind. If people under you are still growing, that Unilevel will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But the piece that makes our Unilevel compensation so much different, actually I'll talk about Unilevel and I'll talk about leadership pools. The Unilevel bonus is, in other companies, this is flip-flopped. So in other companies, it is traditional to earn a percentage on all the purchases that anyone in your downline makes. But in doTERRA, we make more on the people who are further down and less on the people who are closer to our front line. And the reason that we have it like that is for 2 reasons. One, because it promotes this feeling of wanting to help others. So I want to place my enrollments further down on my team, because I don't want to earn 2% on them if I can earn 3%. But also because I want those people to succeed, and I want the people who I'm working with to see growth and to have extra volume and all of those things. So it really encourages this team effort. The other thing is that I have way more people on my 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th level than I do on my 1st level. On my 1st level, I have, I can only enroll so many people. But if I enroll people who enroll people, then that number grows exponentially. So you can see here, if I enroll 3 people and I help them enroll 3 people, and then those people enroll 3 people, we end up with 27 people down here and only 3 people on top. So if I'm earning 7% on these guys and only 2% on these guys, that's way less than if I'm earning 2% on these guys and 7% on these, okay? So it really changes how much we can potentially make with doTERRA. And this is an example, $32,000. If you follow that 3, 9, 27, so on and so forth, down that exponential growth, you'll see that's a really incredible income. Okay, I have a chat. Let me check and see what's going on. Lacey, what happened when you have 7 levels, but a couple of people do not do 100 PB? So that's a great question, Irina, and I'll answer it really quickly, but we could go in and kind of break down Unilevel even more because it's a very complex system, but there is never a skipped level. So you never miss. If you have 7 levels, you always get paid. So it's easiest to look at it like this, that doTERRA pays out, I think it's 34% on the oils up to whoever qualifies to earn it. So if there's somebody that doesn't qualify to earn it, it goes to the next person who does qualify to earn it. So levels are never skipped. That payment is always paid out from doTERRA. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, if you, if there's somebody in this level here that's 0, then the commission on their order or on the person below them will just bump up to the next person who qualifies to earn. Okay, so really quick, I'll talk about leadership bonus pools too, because this is also magnificent and you can see it does become a big part of that paycheck. And you can start earning leadership bonuses at the rank of premier. So that's a pretty exciting thing to strive for. But I'm not going to break down all the pools, but every single rank has a pool of overall volume. It's a percentage of the overall volume of the entire company. And anyone who hits the blue diamond level gets a share out of the blue diamond pool. Okay, and they just break it up amongst the people who are in that rank pool. Okay, and that's true for silvers, and that's true for golds. So silvers will get 1 share of the silver pool, and then golds would get 5 shares of that pool, and platinums would get 10 shares of that pool. So that those shares continue to grow, and you can see that orange getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I hope that makes some sense. Does anybody have any questions about those 2 opportunities or 2 bonuses? No? Okay. All right. Well, so this gives you an idea of what the potential income is, right? We look at this, and it also gives you some ideas of how long on average it takes people to get there. This is a note I love to make. On average, it takes folks 3 months or 6 months or 18 months to hit these different ranks, okay? But, you know, if you want to hit these ranks in this amount of time, then you have to come up with some real plans to hit it, because you're not accidentally going to get to diamond and start earning $16,000 a month. Sorry, guys. It won't happen accidentally. It'll happen on purpose. So that's just something to put in your hat, because sometimes I think people think, oh, well, I thought about hitting diamond and I've been ordering oils for 42 months, so I don't know why I'm not there. So it's definitely on purpose. Then if we look down here, 58, what does that translate into? 58 months. How long is that? How many years is that? Anybody? Is that 4 years? Almost 5 years. And then 71. So, you know, is it worth investing that amount of time, even if it took a lot longer to get that paycheck, right? $37,000, that's a pretty big, huge amount of money, right? And then $110,000 a month. So, and these are things that are for Drew and I mean, we are diamond rank right now, and the average income is exactly what we get paid on a monthly basis. And I mean, that's growing. Every month it's a little bit bigger. Some months it's a lot bigger, like November, let me tell you, it was good. Anyway, we've got then, you know, blue diamond is on our horizon. And of course, we're not going to stop there, because people need these oils and we're going to keep going. So we hope you guys come along with us. All right, change lives and create income. Each of us has the opportunity to create and live the life we desire. With doTERRA, you can build an abundant financial pipeline to allow yourself to be free to give. So this kind of just, we want to work through this with people. And I would love for some of you to share what on this chart you would check off. What of these things is the most important to you? Anybody? Come on, guys. Don't be shy. Annette, I see you talking. Are you talking to me? You're talking to him? Well, you guys make a decision. Which of these is most important? And you can have more than one. It doesn't have to be one. What would you check off?
Financial freedom or time freedom.
Time freedom, yeah. Yeah, that's a big one I didn't even know I didn't have. I thought I had a lot of time freedom before, actually. But no, I did not have what we have now. I mean, Drew had a business when I started, and he had to work the business. That was how we paid our bills. But now, yeah, I mean, he doesn't. So we're like, we can do doTERRA wherever we want and whenever we want to. So yeah. Donna, were you going to share what's on your list? You're muted. Hold on. Let me unmute you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, now we're go. Unmute yourself. I'm not going to touch it.
Okay. I just, I want to get out of my corporate job so that I can have time freedom. So yeah, I'm just excited about doing that very soon.
Yes. 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 Anybody else? Irina says that she wants to be debt free, have financial freedom, to travel. Yes. Those are all good choices. So everyone's motivation is different. And I will say that for me, what I would have checked off to start with would be financial freedom. I want to pay off my mortgage. I wanted to have a good savings account. I wanted to have some financial planning. I always joke because self-improvement, I would have laughed at. I would have been like, this network marketing cannot help me be a better person. But that's actually one of the main things that network marketing has actually done for me. So even if you don't check it off, that's okay. It's going to happen anyway if you really want to move forward with doTERRA. But building my dreams for sure. You know, it's funny what's different for everyone is charitable giving was not one of the ones I would have checked off, not just because I don't want to give to anybody, but just because I was like, you know, I give what I give. And I hadn't really connected with the charity that I felt super passionate about. So now that we have done more of that, I feel much more passionate about being able to give just to anyone that needs it, right, when they need it. That's a huge thing to be able to give when the need is there, instead of being like, I wish I could give, I wish I could help, I wish I had more to offer, right? This page is really excellent. This is one of my favorite pieces of this build guide because I think it really, you know, it helps you when you're sharing this with somebody know what they actually want to do, instead of projecting your idea of what they should do onto them. So we start asking questions here. We say, okay, so what appeals to you? What do you think that you can give to doTERRA right now? What do you want to give to doTERRA right now? So to build to those ranks of elite and premier, this rank or this average payment of, you know, $304 to $742 a month, we'd have to invest 3 to 5 hours a week, and that might be one class a week or a couple of meetings a week. And you could get to elite in 2 to 3 months or premier in maybe 6 months, and you probably would have to enroll a few people every single month. Is that what you want to do? Do you want to pay for your product, right? And they'll answer, and they'll have, you know, they'll say what they want to do, and that's great. And we'll move on to the next thing and say, you know, if you want to supplement your income, this is what you do. You really are going to have to invest more like 10 to 15 hours a week if you want to do that in a faster period of time, and show them what those goals look like, what that investment looks like. And, you know, I will point out silver isn't on here, but silver really on this trajectory is like 1.5 years probably. So that's really, I think, a reasonable way to look at this. Then elite, silver, gold in 1 to 2 years. If that's their goal, they're going to have to give a little bit more time. And if they want to replace their income, and some people do, they need to just replace their income because they're either in a bad financial place, maybe they've lost a job, maybe their husband is like working 80 hours a week and they're just desperate to make that stop. Whatever it is, they'll have to invest 15 to 30 hours a week. And then, of course, they can hit these ranks much, much faster, enrolling 8+ people a month, 2 potential builders monthly. You know, that changes depending on where they are. So I would love for each of you to sort of just look at this and say, okay, what am I doing and what is it that I want out of this, and does it match? And there's no judgment. You get to choose. It's totally up to you. Okay. So I hope you know. And then we go into the next step. Okay, you're ready. You know you want to do this. You've said that you want to at least earn your products for free at this point. And so we go over the live guide, which you should do before you go through the business guide or before you go through the build guide. They need to experience. So they'll be able to check a lot of this off because they've already done this. Sharing with others, start your names list, and that is the next page. Get a share guide to learn about successful sharing, and that is really helpful. It helps people know what's an appropriate way to sample, and we have some trainings on that too, videos if people prefer that. And then share a presentation with 3+ people. So we're going to have a class at least with 3 people or more, and then we'll launch the business. Then we'll come up with a plan. You know, do you want to hit elite in 30 days, in 60 days, or 90 days? And then come up with a plan to make that happen. Your launch guide helps you do that. The launch guide has you write everything out, your class dates, who your hosts are, what exactly you're going to need for the classes, all kinds of stuff. So those are not things that we're just saying, and then you do this and good luck. We have all the steps for you written out so you aren't guessing. Okay, and the first of which is to start writing down anybody and everybody that you know who could benefit from the essential oils. Not just people who might be interested, not just people who would be good at building, just write everybody to start, and we'll help you narrow that list down and who to talk to when the time comes. But okay, so doTERRA, bringing hope, healing hearts, raising leaders, and living dreams, the meaningful work of a doTERRA wellness advocate. So that's that. Have you guys seen this build guide or used it? I'd love to hear if any of you have actually used this with anyone on your team or anyone who is interested in building. Did you know this resource exists? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, good. So this is actually something that you can order from your back office right now. I think they're either 50 cents or $1 each. It depends on how many you order, I think, but it's definitely less expensive to get them from doTERRA than to print them yourself. But it really is an incredible resource, and it's nice that we don't have to invent from scratch all the reasons that we should join doTERRA. Really, the highlight of that is this page. First of all, what you can potentially earn, right? That's a pretty big selling point. But then also the this page is really good at helping you kind of help people identify from a business standpoint what makes it so great. Okay, I see somebody saying something. Irina, yes, during one of my trainings for Premier, I have someone in mind to share it with that I just enrolled. Awesome. And I highly encourage you to do that. I would love to challenge you guys, since we just talked about tonight, I would love for you guys to write down the names of 3 people who might be interested in this. Can you do that, you think? They can be people who are already enrolled, but they also can be people who aren't enrolled. It could be somebody who needs income. It could be somebody who just would be great at it, that you just have a suspicion, or it could be somebody that you would just love to work with. But I want you to write 3 names down. That's tonight. And then through this week, I want you to go ahead and write to them or call them and just say, hey, do you have a chance to hear me out? I wanted to talk to you about what I'm doing with doTERRA and see if that's something that you might be interested in at all. Is that really scary? I'm a little scared. Yeah, it's a little scary, yeah? Annette, you're making a face. Steve left. He's like not doing it. No, okay. Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. All right, cool. Well, I think writing names down is such a thing. And I want to, this is another challenge that I think is really important. So a lot of times when we get started with doTERRA, the first person who says, I want to build, we're like, yeah, our first builder. When really they don't want to build. I mean, or they're not committed, or they don't really have the qualities of somebody that you really want to work with long term. And we build with them because we're excited and we don't have anybody else. But I want to encourage you to write down some characteristics of people that you would like to work with long term. People, one of the main things for me is self-motivated. I want people who are going to do it whether I'm doing it or not, right? So that's one of the main characteristics that I look for in people when they say they want to build. It helps me determine where I'm going to place them on my tree. If they out of the gate, they within their 14 days enroll somebody, I'm like, yep, that seems like frontline material, right? Or maybe they just out of the gate, they have a lot of experience building another business and they say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to commit to this, right? And we have this conversation. We go through the build guide and I see where they're at and they fill out their names list. Then I know they're going to do the steps, right? But, somebody can say they want to build all day, but, I also can say that I don't know, want to own I don't know. What can I say? A Camaro. Yeah. I feel like we could do that. Probably. They'd definitely give us a loan for that, but no, bad investment. Hashtag bad investment alert. Anyway, so yeah, think about those characteristics that you really admire or look for in a person. Maybe even characteristics you don't have that you could draw from, that you could benefit from. Just reached out to 20 people to my group as we were on the call. Jessica, you're a beast. I thought you were going to bed. I love it. All right, guys. So that's all I had. Does anybody have any questions? Peter is putting him to bed. Perfect. Look at what you're doing. You're building your business while your child is going to sleep. Who else can do that? People can't do that normally. It's pretty amazing. All right. Yeah, any questions? I'll linger here for a minute, but I'm really excited. I do want to remind you guys of some things that are upcoming. Of course, we have the Rise and Shine Rendezvous Retreat, which is happening a week after next, and there's still space. It is going to be incredible. We have such amazing stuff planned, incredible tools, and you are going to leave with a plan of attack. You're going to leave with a calendar laid out, and plus the inspiration and motivation to do it. So to put it into place. So I cannot wait to see a lot of you there. Make sure you get registered so we have enough materials for you. But that is huge. That's a really major thing. The 29th of March, we're doing a StrengthsFinder online training. Is that this week? Thursday? Anybody? I think Thursday is the 29th. Am I right, guys?
Thursday's 29th.
Okay. All right. So there's an online class or an online kind of a StrengthsFinder just overview to kind of describe to you how amazing StrengthsFinder is. It is one of those things that I am so glad I have this tool, and it really is so eye-opening. And I love it because it just pushes us to see not only the good in everyone else and how we can help them just uplift those things that they naturally are good at, but in ourselves too. I feel like a lot of times we look at ourselves and we say, well, I'm just not that outgoing, or I'm just not that blah, 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 or I don't have that quality that she has, or whatever. And we compare ourselves all the time. Like, how can I be better at this thing I'm not good at? Well, when you do StrengthsFinder, you find out what you are kind of naturally prone to being good at, and then you can just up-level those things and forget about the things you're not good at and ask somebody else who is naturally gifted in that to do that with you or for you. And I think that's just so, like, it's such a relief to know, you know, we don't have to be good at everything. We don't. And we don't have to be good at everything to be successful in doTERRA. One of the cool things about the StrengthsFinder is all of our presidentials have done it, and our blue diamonds and our diamonds, they all did the StrengthsFinder, and they were at a training together, and they split up in groups based on their qualities that they have from StrengthsFinder. And there was no group that was bigger than the other. They were all very equally divided, because it turns out that it just takes developing skills to be able to build doTERRA and using your strengths as a benefit instead of a negative. Because sometimes I will say that my strengths they hold me back as much as I could let them propel me forward, because I haven't honed them. I'm like too busy, you know, I'm trying to think of an example. So, okay, strategic is my number one, which I'm not even really sure I know what that means, but I'm working on it. I'm investigating. But I think it means that I sit around thinking a lot more than I am doing. So I'll think about something for a really long time and strategize and think I understand every angle of something, when really I don't. And I haven't asked for somebody else's, you know, input so that I can know, okay, well, you know, that's not what she meant by that, or, you know what I mean? And so I just overthink things. That's really probably my biggest downfall with that strength. So now how do I turn that and flip it on its head to use it for my business instead of against and distracting me from my business? So anyway, if you haven't done the StrengthsFinder assessment, do it. It takes about 45 minutes, and I love it so much. I love knowing that. And I love knowing yours too, because if I need somebody who's an achiever, fortunately I married one. I married somebody who gets things done. I can have ideas and then tell him and he'll get it done. That's a good partnership. But even between spouses, it's a really useful tool to just know where they're coming from. You know, sometimes we're like, oh, why is he so negative? Or, oh, why is he, you know, like whatever it is. And if we know their strengths, we're like, oh, well, that's probably this thing. And maybe I can just talk to him on his level, or talk to her on her level. And it's just a really powerful tool. So that's Thursday. I'll share the link for that. It's going to be Zoom, so you can tune in. Nicole Weiche, I'm not sure how to say her last name, but is a StrengthsFinder coach, and she will answer all our questions, and it's just going to be really, really helpful. So anyway, the 29th, and then again, oh, and lastly, this is a little bit further out, but we have Oil Club coming up on the 15th. If you're in our area, it's going to be super fun. It's going to be a time we're going to make some snacks with oils on the 19th. April 19th at the HQ in Greensboro. So if you haven't been to our HQ, it's a really, really fun place to be. We have beer on tap. We have an espresso machine, all kinds of really, really fun stuff in right downtown Greensboro. You can grab dinner and come join us there at 7 on the 19th, and bring friends. We're giving a little gift to anyone who shares an oil testimony. So if you have a really powerful oil testimony, bring it. And we're going to be having some raffles and stuff too. And this is something we're going to try to do every single month on the 3rd Thursday. So put that on your calendar. But we're going to really kick it off this month, and I hope that you'll join us there. All right, I think that's all. Oh, our team did a Diamond Oil Center last year. That's awesome. It's very useful, isn't it, Irina? Don't you love having that information? I do.
I did. Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Share with us about that.
I wasn't sure if you could hear me or not. That's why I was typing.
I can hear you, yeah.
It was really good. I enjoyed it. And I have it on my, in a book that I keep with me. So
Yes.
I'm a connection person.
Ah.
So it was a big one for me. Yeah.
I can see that. That makes sense to me. Okay, cool. Well, that's a really great one because making connections with people is how we built this business. So you can totally, oh, that's the other cool thing is doTERRA is going to make these short little videos just about each of those different, there's 32 different characteristics. They're going to make a short video about each one explaining how you can use that particular strength to enhance your business. And I'm really excited about that because I think that's just such a powerful aid for all of us who are like, well, I don't get what I'm supposed to do with this information.
When
right?
is that coming out?
What was that, Irina?
When is that coming out?
I think April 2nd. So they're waiting until, like I said, the leadership retreat in Anaheim is happening this week. They're waiting until after that so that, you know, because they want it to be a big deal there too. Because, you know, so they'll share those videos. I think April 2nd, or it might take a few weeks for them all to come out, but that's something that's in the works. Okay?
Awesome.
All right, cool. Well, I'm really excited that you guys all joined us. I hope you're inspired and motivated to move, and work on your pipes, build your pipeline. Let me know if I can help, and if you have any questions about what we talked about, don't hesitate to reach out to me. All right, have a great night, everybody.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Irina. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.